Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love any makeup, especially shiny, shifty, and sparkly eyeshadows. And today I'm going to be creating 4 looks with the new Give Me Glow Bad Witch Club eyeshadow palette. When I saw the color story of this palette, I was absolutely, I hate this word because it is so overused, but obsessed. I really feel like this inside color story is what I was expecting the Lunar Beauty Volume 2 palette to look like. It's so beautiful. There's so many beautiful tones of mattes. We've got some deeper tones, some lighter tones, and 3 metallics. Now I do have some experience with Give Me Glow. Not like too much, but I do have some, and I know that their metallic shades are super smooth. So I grabbed this palette during their Black Friday sale. I also picked up their brand new brush set, and I also got some new eye primers. I also didn't even know, maybe this was new, the Glow Harder Glitter and Shimmer Primer, which I am going to be trying out throughout the 4 looks to see how it works. And then I also got the Blank Canvas Eyeshadow Primer, which is just a white eyeshadow primer. I also got Outline, which is the black eyeshadow primer. And then I got Parchment, which is just an eyeshadow primer that is closest to my skin tone. So I'm going to be trying all of those out. I'm going to be trying out most of the brushes as well during the 4 tutorials. I also picked up a couple of eyeshadow palettes that I've been lusting after since they came out, and I finally got them. They were on sale, and I was like, let me just do it. So let me know if you're interested in seeing any videos with the Vintage Rose palette or the olive, what is it called again? Juicy Olive palette, and I do have the Vivid Rose palette as well. I know they're older palettes, but I don't even care. I'm really excited to dip into them. I actually created the look that I have on right now with the Juicy Olive palette, so just let me know. I know that's not relevant to the Witch Club palette. So let's get into the swatches of the palette and then the 4 looks, and I'll give you some of my thoughts at the end of the video. Prime with their Parchment eyeshadow primer. Super excited to try this out. I'm gonna try the G2015 brush to spread the eyeshadow primer. Definitely put on potentially a little too much, but this brush really does spread it super easy. Kind of pushing it into the skin. Now I don't know if you're supposed to set it or not, so I'm gonna let it kind of dry a little bit. I'm gonna go in with Why the Resting Witch Face using their 630 brush. I'm gonna put that into the inner portion of my crease. Just gonna go in with a little bit more, kind of packing it on. Going in with Relax It's Only Magic on the other half. Super pigmented. This is such a beautiful purple shade. It's like a darker periwinkle, and it is sticking down in here a little bit, so I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more just above it, and that seems to kind of solve the issue a little bit on this outer portion as well. Going in with Let Me Spell It Out For You on the inner lid, and I do have some fallout. There's already quite a bit of kick up so far in all these matte shades that I've dipped into, and I've been pretty gentle, at least I thought. And the shade is beautiful. Then taking the Craft Is on the outer corner. This is such a vibrant but like deep purple. So pretty. Also getting a bit of fallout. I think I should have done the look first before my foundation. Forgot to mention I'm using the 327 brush, which is so small and right up my alley. I wish there was more brushes like that. Taking that same purple under my lower lash line and connecting it to the outer corner. And taking Let Me Spell It Out For You underneath my lower lash line. I don't really feel like I need to use any sort of glitter primer or anything. Their metallic shadows are always so metallic and smooth. But I am gonna prime just to try it out with their Glow Primer, which I didn't even know. I think this must be a newer product. And I'm putting on Coven Confessions. Oh, that's so stunning. Oh, that is such a beautiful shade. Really wish there was a even lighter shade in this. I do have their Electric Unicorn single, so I'm gonna use that actually. Oh yeah, right in the center. And just tap it on. I'm kind of cheating, but that's fine. I'm just layering that over. I'm also going to use that as my inner corner highlight. So pretty. Actually, I'm gonna take it a little bit more in the center of my lid. I did wet my brush just so it's easier to pick up because this shadow is very, very fragile. Put on the Kiss lashes and You Do You. Here's the first finished look. That I was filming, but I put on the Parchment eye primer again, and I did set it just a tiny bit, like right in the crease, just to see how the shadows apply over the primer if it's just a little bit set. Going in with Let's Hex Our X's on the 616 brush. I feel like it's a little bit stiff. I think it's partially because it's new, so I feel like I'm not used to it. You know, when you get used to the way certain brushes blend and feel, I just feel like I'm not used to this one. I'm gonna put that right here, and I'm not gonna take it all the way. We're just gonna kind of flick it outwards. Then taking You Can't Fly With Us, and I'm gonna put it right into the crease and just kind of deepen it up, but pretty much just brighten it up. And again, not taking it all the way and just kind of flicking it out. And taking Let's Play Light as a Feather. I'm gonna take it on an angle. Just kind of deepen out this outer corner and create an eyeshadow wing, but that's blended out. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more. Super pigmented. It's just the blending, I think, is just giving me a little bit of trouble. Just taking a little bit of extra elbow grease. Taking Let's Hex Our X's and just using that to help blend it out. Taking that deep burgundy shade under my lower lash line and connecting it. Taking their new primer in Blank Canvas onto the 125 brush. I'm gonna do an almost, okay, this is so, wow, okay, that's very pigmented. I had to wipe that off a little bit. I'm gonna do a half cut crease with this. Okay, I am already like really loving this for cut crease situations. It is obviously blending a little bit in with the other shadows, and I'm just gonna kind of feather out the edge here so I don't get any harsh lines. Taking the tiniest amount of Play Light as a Feather, and I'm just going over the burgundy and helping create an even smoother transition. Taking You Can't Fly With Us and just gonna blend it on top of my lid into the burgundy. This shade is packing on so nicely over this primer, and I am gonna leave just a little bit of space of the white primer here, like a highlight situation going on there. And then taking Let's Hex Our X's under the rest of my lower lash line. And this is gonna be an all matte look. Taking a little bit of Blank Canvas, and I'm just gonna tap it into my inner corner as an inner corner highlight, but like a matte one. Taking their 720 brush with a little bit of Blank Canvas on it, and I'm just tracing that white outline I had. This has turned out to be quite an intricate look. Definitely wasn't really aiming for that, but here we are. So I just kind of cleaned it up a little bit, and I'm gonna wait for it to set. Put on the Kiss You Do You lashes. Here's a second finished look. Priming again with their Parchment eye primer. And going in with Don't Make Me Get My Broom, and I'm just gonna put that right into the crease. I end up trying to pack it on more, but then it wouldn't blend out. So I try to blend it out, and it still was really just sticking down. So finally I switched to another brush. On the outer corner, I'm going in with 100% That Witch, and I'm just packing it on and then slowly blending out the edges of that. And this did take some blending and a little bit of back and forth. I did end up going in with Don't Make Me Get My Broom to try and help blend it out. Going in with No Mortals Allowed on the lid, one of their new brushes, and no primer, so just using it dry. And I did have quite a bit of fallout from that. And then above that, taking Coven Confessions, which I felt like wasn't really coming out to be that metallic, so I ended up going over it with my finger, and same with the other shade. I went over it with my finger to see if I could get it a little bit more foiled. Connecting my lower lash line with 100% That Witch, and then right next to that, I'm going in with Don't Make Me Get My Broom. And here's the third finished look. Fourth look, I primed with the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer, and I did set it. And then I'm going in with my full cut crease sticker from Crown Noir. I have a link down in the description box. And so I'm starting out with Why the Resting Witch Face, and I'm just building it up on the edge of the sticker and just going back and forth and blending. And then I deepened it up with Let Me Spell It Out For You. And again, just adding on and packing on more and blending. Peeling off the sticker and using their glitter slash shimmer primer, and I'm using it with a brush so I can get up in there right to the edge of the cut crease, just completely laying it out all over my lid, including the outer wing portion area. And on top of that, going in with Cheers Witches, and you can see how well this foiled over that glitter primer or shimmer primer. It just looks so smooth and metallic, and I'm just taking that right along my top lash line, and then I'm winging it out on the outer edge. And then I'm going to cheat again, and I'm using Electric Unicorn and putting it right against the cut crease edge and taking it all the way and blending it down into that dark teal. Taking Let Me Spell It Out For You under my lower lash line. And then next to that, going in with Why the Resting Witch Face. And here's the fourth and final finished look. After creating the 4 looks, I feel like I love this color story even more. Like, I just feel like it's such a nice balance of shimmers and mattes. I feel like I could create so many more looks with this palette. So let's talk about the actual eyeshadows. The metallic shades they're like metallic, but they're not overly metallic, so they definitely have a sheen. I feel like Coven Confessions is probably the most metallic out of all of these. I felt like with No Mortals Allowed, it was just a little bit more of a satin versus like a shimmer. I do really like their Glow Harder primer for these shimmers. I think it helped a lot in terms of the application, the way they looked. It did take these up a notch, but as you know, my preferences are super shiny, sparkly eyeshadows, so I feel like something like Electric Unicorn, which I did cheat and I did use this eyeshadow, but I just felt like I needed something for like an inner corner highlight, just a little bit of a lighter shade. Even though this is obviously going to be a grungier color story, I just feel like just a one lighter metallic would have been a great addition, but obviously that's based on my personal preference. And as for the mattes, they are pretty much on par with all the other Gimme Glow matte eyeshadows that I've tried. They do like to stick down, especially if you're using a tacky primer. I did have some issues blending them out once they sat down, and even just going in blending versus packing on, they still like to stick down. So I feel like they take just a little bit of extra elbow grease, and I did try different primers. I tried their eyeshadow primer. I also tried setting it, not setting it. I tried the Natasha Denona primer, setting it, not setting it. I'm going to try a couple of my other primers to see what really works best with them. They're very pigmented, and there is quite a bit of kick up, and I had quite a lot of fallout even with the shimmers, just putting them on the lid. So that is something to keep in mind. Definitely recommend doing your eyeshadow before doing the rest of your face. When I used the Juicy Olive palette this morning, I didn't experience quite as much kick up or even fallout. So I'm not sure if it's just this palette and the types of eyeshadows that are in here. So let me know in the comments below if you picked this palette up or you plan on it, and let me know which look was your favorite. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup content uploading my channel and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.